What's up, football fans? Welcome back to another video, and thank you so much for all the support that you have given on previous videos. In this one, we're going to look at the 5 weirdest transfers that I've come across during this window. And please feel free to drop your comments and tell me about the weirdest transfers that you have come across during this window. So starting off with my player number 5, it is a man who has played in the Bundesliga for his whole career, and he bleeds the blood of Dortmund. If you think of Dortmund, he is one of them, and no, it is not Marco Reus, even though his transfer was quite crazy. This one was Mats Hummels. He has joined AS Roma, and it's going to be an exciting one to see what he can do in the Serie A. Of course, his first season out of the Bundesliga, he was linked to Brighton, a few other clubs as well. I think there was a La Liga club linked to him as well, but he ended up with AS Roma, and we do hope to see what he can do, and it could possibly be quite an exciting time for him in Roma. Over at number 5 is a man who has gone over to Australia, and it's one of 2 players who have moved to Australia in this video. But this man recently played for LA Galaxy, and his last stop was back in his home country of Brazil. And Sydney FC is the club he has joined, and they have had a few players, big names in past seasons. And let's have a look. It's none other than Douglas Costa, and it's going to be an exciting time for him in Australia. Of course, new surroundings, a league he hasn't been in before. It's also one of those leagues where a lot of people don't see it as competitive, but they do have teams that do quite well over in the AFC Champions League. So let's see what he can do at the club, and maybe he has quite a good season here, and he could even put Sydney FC on the map even further for those who do not know about them. I try to hide him all I want, but he is behind me in 4 different spots over here. The man Juan Mata has moved over to Australia as well, and he has joined West Sydney Wanderers, and this is a club that are quite well known. Recently Morgan Schneiderlin joined them, and they do have a decent pedigree in the A-League, and we'll hope to see that maybe Juan Mata can make another name for himself over here and do even better over in Australia. He was always a great player, a former Chelsea and Manchester United legend. I'd say legend on both sides, because even though he's not completely a legend at both clubs, he did have good impact on them, and he was involved in some really exciting teams. So let's wish him all the best for his time over in Australia. Up next is a man who was seen as a future prospect that many clubs were after. He was seen as a very, very bright talent, and he was a good player. He had stints with West Brom. He was even having a stint at Stoke City, and he was over in Belgium for quite a while. Recently, after his Belgian exploits, he came back to England playing for Sheffield Wednesday. He then went over to Greece, and now he's joining second-tier Indian side Rajasthan United. It's none other than Saido Berahino, a man who has almost become forgotten. But in African countries, if you are someone who does research and you've seen Burundi, he is a player for Burundi. I do speak under correction, but he could be the captain of Burundi. So who knows how he goes in India. Maybe he can help the team do better and find a better spot over in India at a top club. So all the best to Saido Berahino. Number 1 on my list for the weirdest transfers goes to none other than this man. He is a Nigerian player, quite young, a top striker, played for Napoli recently, and he has left them on loan to Galatasaray. I will be showing you the player soon, but he was linked to Chelsea and a few other top clubs, but nothing materialized, and he ends up on loan. And his player who has replaced him at his main club at Napoli is Romelu Lukaku. It is Victor Osimhen joining Galatasaray on loan, and it's going to be exciting to see what he does. Of course, he will still have Champions League football with him, if I do remember correctly, but he is a good player, someone exciting, and who knows, maybe he can join the star-studded team that they've already got and turn this team into a monster. And they've got Fenerbahce to take on as well, Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. So it's going to be exciting to see if they can go toe-to-toe with each other, and to see if he could replicate his form that he had over in Italy. That's it. Those are my 5 weirdest transfers that have taken place in this transfer window. If you have anything different, as I said at the beginning of the video, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Please let me know what you feel about these signings, if they were crazy enough for you. And please give any feedback. I really appreciate it when you guys leave comments or anything of the sort. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.